Hey, so Charlie Kirk just got shot in the neck at his rally in Utah?
Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Now I know some of you have mentioned in the comments already about these style of videos here that some of you get a little bit triggered, a little bit pissed off. You're like, sorry Mark, I can't watch this one. I'll be back for the next one. I do apologize guys. As I said, when I do come across these clips, I'm gonna compile them. I wanna put them up. I'm going to keep collecting them, keep putting them up as I come across them, kind of like building a little bit of a database about these people here. Don't worry though, I'm not gonna be sticking on this train. I'm not gonna keep throwing negativity at you guys, but I have enough compiled here to make a video. I actually even have more than enough to make a video, but I'm going to push some aside for now. And beyond that, I have a whole bunch of other clips that I've been compiling as well. So I'm kind of, as I've told you guys before, I'm making one hell of a mess out of my hard drive as usual. One of you guys in the comments had a pretty good idea about collecting clips, putting them together, and making videos of more or less patriotic people. People that are, you know, pro-country, pro-USA, whatnot. I think that is a really good idea. Maybe 1 or 2 days a week, I'll put together some more or less positive videos, more or less conservative videos. We can take a break from the liberal insanity that way. You guys let me know in the comments below what you guys think about that. Besides that, let me stop jibber-jabbering as I always do. Let's get into it.
I didn't give a fuck about Charlie Kirk when he was alive, and I don't give a fuck about Charlie Kirk just because he was unalived. And for you people who say, but he was a Christian, bitch, please. It's a lot of racist Christian motherfuckers who hide behind that Christian title. So miss me with that garbage. Half of y'all don't even read the Bible y'all claim to believe in. So shut the fuck up. Isn't Charlie Kirk the one who said, unfortunately, sacrifices have to be made in this country in order for us to maintain our Second Amendment God-given rights? Well, Charlie, thank you for your service. With that being said, rest in peace to all the children who lost their lives while attending school in the great United States of America. And rest in peace to all the men, women, and children who have been massacred because of greed, because of genocide. And if you don't like what I'm saying, that's cool. Do me a favor. Cry me a river of tears, jump inside of it, sink all the way down to the bottom, and don't come up for air. Because I don't give a fuck.
Well, I just saw that video of Charlie Kirk getting his box boomed. I mean, boomed, bitch, like gone. I have no issue with it. You know, the clown always comes back to bite. But why do y'all keep aiming for the wrong niggas? Aim higher. Aim higher.
About Charlie Kirk. You like terrorism? Eye for an eye, bitch. I think the only thing that went wrong that day was that Trump wasn't standing behind him getting a secondhand bullet. Ooh.
Charlie Kirk is dead. It's official, but it's official. Charlie Kirk has left this earth. I anticipate there's going to be great civil unrest as a consequence. That man was just made a martyr. I don't know, man. Rest in piss.
That, like, his wife deserves to go too. Y'all keep on talking about his wife and kids. They need to go too because they're carrying on that mentality and that lineage. Like, get rid of the whole family. I'm so sorry. Why did you guys stop with him? Why did you stop with him? Go get his grandma. Because who raised you? Like, your mom ought to be ashamed for birthing scum like you. Get rid of the whole family.
I just had to unfollow a book talker that I admittedly should have probably unfollowed a while ago, because if you're going to talk about Charlie Kirk, if you feel so compelled to talk about Charlie Kirk, but you haven't talked about the ICE raids, you haven't talked about Palestine, you haven't talked about any of the school shootings that have happened this year, you haven't talked about Melissa Hartman, who was gunned down in her own home with her husband and dog. If you feel so compelled to talk about Charlie Kirk, but you have not touched on any of that, I get it. As I see the line you're drawing, I'll see myself out. You know, like, hey, I get it, right? I get where you're at, and I don't want to be there. So toodaloo. I'm good. You know?
So right off the bat, you know, not to be a little harsher, but let's just say what it is. You liberals are so incredibly full of shit. And why do I say that? Well, because you guys love to virtue signal, but what she's stating here is, well, I had to, you know, unfriend a book talk. That's like a little book club that they have on TikTok. I had to unfriend a book talk person because they just wanted to talk about Charlie Kirk. But hey, you don't want to talk to me about the ICE raids. You don't want to speak to me about Palestine. You don't want to speak about this. You don't want to speak about that. But then what I love that they bring up, guys, and you know, not to shed any darkness at all on that lady's death that took place in June 14th, I believe it was. It's how she says, and if you guys can't even speak about Melissa Hartman, who's Melissa Hartman? Unless you're talking about Melissa Hortman. Now, I know it's just a small difference between vowels, but being a liberal, you should not make a mistake on this young lady's name. That's like me saying Charlie Cork and like being all defensive over Charlie Kirk, but calling him Charlie Cork. The funny thing is, most of you liberals had no flipping clue who Melissa Hortman was until she was assassinated. But of course, you all want to virtue signal like, hey, where's the sympathy for Melissa Hortman? And you know, that was terrible. That was totally terrible. We condemned it on this side. None of us knew, and not to discredit this young lady, it's terrible what happened to her, but none of us knew who she was. But that's the difference between the left and the right. We didn't know who she was, and we said that it was a terrible thing. And I mean, we can go on about the ICE raids, we can go on about Palestine. It's just so incredibly obvious what you liberals are up to. It's just anything to oppose what the Trump administration does. Your empathy is fake, completely artificial, and the fact that you could not even get that Democratic Congresswoman's name correct, you called her Melissa Hartman, you even spelt it out as Hartman, just shows, it proves you had no idea who she was before June 14th. The earliest that you knew who she was June 9th. And if you liberals are wondering why I'm throwing that date out there, well, just do a little bit of research, because we do a little bit of research on our end. You guys obviously do not do any on your end. And it is terrible that you're using this woman's death to your political advantage.
I have about as much sympathy for Charlie Kirk right now as I do for all those farmers across the country who want socialist handouts from the government right now. This is a man who hated the LGBTQ community, who hated women's rights, who hated democracy, who thought that he was a big man because he went to college campuses and debated young college students and thought he proved how tough he was with his words that he studied ahead of time. What a piece of garbage. This is what happens. I'm curious if we're going to want to take guns away now from who will inevitably be the white man who shot and killed him. Bye, Charlie.
God bless America.
Guys, I think we're missing the point here. Charlie Kirk, he wants to be pew-pewed. That's why he fights so hard for G laws to never change. This is his dream. This is poetic. I'm starting to think if he planned this because he loves pew-pews so much. My thoughts go out to that pew-pew having to look this motherfucker in the face. My deepest condolences.
I think it's worth to have a cost of, unfortunately, some gun deaths every single year, so that we can have the Second Amendment to protect our other God-given rights.
Charlie's opinions were repugnant, but he was proud of them. And y'all fans are watering them down because you agree with them and you know it makes you look bad. At least he stood on them.
Just really quickly want to say to everyone that's pearl clutching and, being upset about the Charlie Kirk thing, a lot of really bad things are going to happen to a lot of really bad people if we want to have a better world and an actual future for the human race. So either get on board or get out of the way.
His last words, gang violence, was a whataboutism. It was a logical fallacy and a dog whistle. Not to like salt in the wound, but like that, his last words on this planet were gang violence in response to school shootings. It was a whataboutism. He was asked a question, and he said, well, what about? It's a logical fallacy in debates. And a dog whistle, like a racist dog whistle. So there's that.
My favorite thing right now on the internet about Kirk in the dirt is motherfuckers telling me that I am taking shit out of context. Oh, the things he said, you're just taking it out of context. Oh, am I?
Writer accuses Charlie of saying, and I quote, "Black women do not have brain processing power to be taken seriously."
That's exactly what he said.
But if you go and watch the clip, the very clip she links to, you realize he never said anything.
I have it, JD Vance.
Uttered those words.
Don't worry, he'll tell us.
Said that Joy Reid and Michelle Obama and Sheila Jackson Lee and Ketanji Brown Jackson were affirmative action picks, we would have been called the racist. But now they're coming out and they're saying it for us. They're coming out and they're saying, I'm only here because of affirmative action. Yeah, we know. You do not have the brain processing power to otherwise be taken really seriously. You had to go steal a white person's slot to go be taken.
There you have it. Is it still out of context? Is he still saying shit out of context? Because he's not. He's speaking English just the way you like it. He's saying verbatim what he's thinking. There's no context. There's no bullshit secret shit behind that statement. He hates black people. Period. And I told you, I've been going down a rabbit hole and found out that this man didn't get into his favorite college that he was supposed to get into. And because of that, because he got rejected from the college that he's been wanting to go to since he was a kid, he turned to racism, misogyny, homophobia, xenophobia. He turned to hatred. These people hate themselves. They hate everything that they've become, so now they have to hate everyone else. And this motherfucker made a career out of it. There is no context with this guy. He says exactly what he thinks. And that's the truth.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong here, but at the beginning of his clip, what he stated is, you're always accusing us of taking clips and putting it out of context. Taking something that Charlie Kirk said and taking it out of context. And then he goes to prove us wrong. And what did he do? He shortened a Charlie Kirk clip and took it out of context. And that was his gotcha. That was his mic drop moment. And then all he wanted to do is talk about hatred, racism, misogyny, xenophobia, all that other BS. So you guys hold on, I'm gonna show you the remainder of that clip. Check this out.
You had to go steal a white person's slot to go be taken somewhat seriously. Play cut 52.
But I rise today as a clear recipient of affirmative action, and particularly in higher education. I may have been admitted on affirmative action, both in terms of being a woman and a woman of color, but I can declare that I did not graduate on affirmative action. This is my personal story.
I hear because of action affirmative. She can't even say that. We know. It's very obvious to us that you were not smart enough to be able to get in on your own. I couldn't make it on my own, so I needed to take opportunities from someone more deserving. You know, this is how arrogant Joy Reid and Ketanji Brown Jackson and Michelle Obama and Sheila Jackson Lee are. They're so narcissistic, they think this is persuasive. They think we're like, oh, of course, that's why we need affirmative action, because you have impressed us with your brilliance. Of course. Oh no, imagine the world without Joy Reid. Imagine the world without Sheila Jackson Lee or Michelle Obama or Ketanji Brown Jackson. They think this is persuasive. They think as they kind of now reveal that I'm only here because of anti-white, anti-Asian forced discrimination policies that turned me into a bitter, resentful activist that hates white people.
Now, I don't get it with you liberal influencers. Why can't you guys just be honest? Why can't you play the full context of a clip and then try and argue your point afterwards? Instead of saying, you know what, Charlie Kirk was just racist, he hated black people. No, he was pointing out 4 specific black women. That's all he was doing. He wasn't saying all black women, they can't think for themselves, they're not smart enough. That's not what he was saying. He's talking about Joy Reid. Joy Reid admitted that she was a DEI hire. Are any of us going to try and defend Joy Reid's intelligence? And is anybody going to seriously sit there and state that Joy Reid was not racist She was clearly racist. She ran a show built on racism. All she did was spearmonger and speak about white supremacy and how oppressed black people are. You could even see it when she was sitting around her colleagues, and they all kind of looked like they had to walk on eggshells around Joy Reid. Ketanji Brown Jackson. She could not even answer what a woman was. She's a Supreme Court justice, and she could not answer that question. She couldn't determine it. She did not want to say it. She should not be part of the Supreme Court. Again, I just don't see why you liberal influencers could not be a little bit more honest when you get in front of a camera. It's really not that hard. But the problem is, if you try and be honest, you don't really have a narrative that you can push. You get in front of cameras, you lie, you fearmonger, you gaslight. Besides that, you have nothing else. That's how you get all those clicks and views. But go ahead, you guys have your fun. Keep on smearing Charlie Kirk's name, keep on taking his clips, keep on pulling them out of context. But people will counter you. They will show people the truth. There is enough Charlie Kirk clips out there flooding the internet that eventually your viewers that you're gaslighting and lying to will stumble upon the full clip themselves. And then they will see they've been lied to.
Ding dong, the witch is dead. To everyone saying that it was such a senseless, violent act. I want you to remind yourself that it was God's plan. I mean, really, it was actually his fault because, like, he should have been wearing, like, a bulletproof neck brace or something. Like, I cannot believe he walked out the house without it. I mean, really, you have to be aware of what you're wearing in public so that, like, people don't target you. And you don't become a victim. So I guess this is just another example of God's plan in action. It was not a senseless act of violence. This was God's plan. Happy hump day, y'all!
The fact that so many of y'all are just feeling so fucking bad for Charlie Kirk when there's literally hundreds of thousands of fucking babies dying in Gaza, man.
In fact, I even think that we should bring back, public executions on certain people. No, but think about it. I think that, and you guys should laugh, but it should be done. You guys should laugh, but think about it. Some of these crimes are so heinous against humanity that it must be done as a state.
Hi, Michiganders, specifically Detroiters. Do you guys care that Charlie Kirk has passed away? Yeah, I didn't think so because my district is primarily black people. And Charlie Kirk said awful things about black people. So, no, I think my district will like me because I advocate for them as a white person. So...
No. The Charlie Kirk glazing on my Instagram today was crazy. Why are you guys crying? Why are you saying the world's never gonna be the same without Charlie Kirk?
Dude, the funniest thing I saw was
We lost a sweet soul. Are we talking about Charlie Kirk?
Yep, and people shouldn't forget that. People should not forget that Charlie Kirk played a role, a very important role, during the insurrection, which was the fact that Turning Point USA and its affiliates helped bus, I believe it was over 80 buses of people, to the Capitol in order to provide the bodies needed for Donald Trump to enact his insurrection.
So here we are, October 2nd, and I don't see any more posts about Charlie Kirk and getting their tea. Did you guys already forget about Charlie? I thought you guys were standing up for him, and everything was so wrong with everyone else.
Guys, never give up on your fucking dreams. If you think about it hard enough, if you really put your mind to it, that evil man that you want to die, he will die. That's why you can never end your own life, because then you're gonna miss out on days like this, days like Charlie Kirk bleeding out in front of us. Like, you can't miss things like that. Like, you really can't. And if you keep manifesting all the evil men that you want to die, they will. Like, you just have to be patient. Like, the universe is gonna do exactly what it needs to do for you, but you have to be patient. You have to live. Like, please stay alive so that you can witness days like this. Like, yeah, like, you could check out early, but then you would miss the day that orange man dies, and that's gonna be a funny ass day on Twitter. And do we like Twitter these days? No, but it's going to be funny as fuck on there. Like, it's going to be levels of humor that historians will not be able to put into words. It's going to be so serious. Like, never give up on your dreams. If you keep at it, if you keep on telling the universe that's what you need, it's going to give it to you. Like Johnny Depp, he's going to die one day, and we're going to be able to like celebrate that together. Like, this is hope core. Like, this is what you stay alive for. Like, I don't understand. Like, you just hang in there and you will get everything that you desire, including all the deaths of the evil men.
This is hope core. This is what you stay alive for, so you can wait around and hope for the death of other people. Even if you dislike somebody, there's plenty of people that I dislike, plenty of public figures I cannot stand. But I would never sit there and pray for them to die. I would never sit there and get excited about somebody dying. I don't think I've ever recalled in my life. Now that I think about it, I cannot even recall one individual that I was happy about them dying. And with that frame of thought, then there's the debate on who's on the right side and who's on the wrong side of history. They want to look at us like we're these terrible people. They want to paint us all out like as if we're racist and we're all misogynists, we're all in a cult, and we worship Trump. And that Trump is this evil overlord that's trying to bring hell on earth. But then they'll get in front of cameras and say things like that. And then all these other celebrations that they had over the past few weeks about Charlie Kirk dying, all the times that you see them jump in front of cameras and talk about when's somebody gonna do it, trying to egg on other people to take a shot at the president of the United States. Look when Hulk Hogan died, guys, it was the same thing. They got in front of cameras and they did the same thing that they did with Charlie Kirk. And the weird thing is we kind of let it slide. It kind of flew under the radar. To them, this is normal. This is completely normal. And the sick thing is they think that they're the good people. They truly believe that they're on the right side of everything. When something bad happens to our side, when we lose somebody, they truly think it's a good thing. As if they're playing a video game or a game of sports and like they knocked out the star player on the opposing team. And these people want to claim that they have empathy. These people want to claim that they have feelings, that they have love, that they have joy, and that they're just fighting for a better life for everybody. Everybody except for us. Everybody except for people that do not have the same worldviews that they do. This is what, I don't even know if they realize it yet. I'm not sure if they've caught on to that yet. Their lies have run so deep, their virtue signaling has gone on for so long, I don't think that they've caught on yet that they are full of shit. Don't get me wrong, some of them are fully aware. Some of them absolutely know what they're doing. But there's so many of them that want to sit there, and how many times have we seen them get in front of cameras and they're bawling and crying about people in Gaza. Now, not to show no sympathy or no empathy for people in Gaza. That is a situation that I pretty much will just stay out of. And I don't think anybody deserves any form of suffering. So I'm not trying to ridicule them for showing empathy for people in Gaza. But for liberals, it's like their perfect virtue signal because they get to get in front of cameras and show the world how great of a person they are, how empathetic they are, and how much they feel for other people. Yet, Gaza's so far out of their reach, they can't do anything to help them. So it's like the perfect setup, almost like the perfect storm, because they don't have to lift a finger because it's totally out of their power. So they get to fool all of their little comrades around them, everybody that surrounds them in their circle, and they all feel this way. But then when something tragic happens on the right, the veil is lifted. It lifts every single time and they show us their true colors. They are truly demons. There's no way you can get in front of a camera lens and say the words that she just said and show the actual joy in her face while she's spitting out these words and think at the end of the day that you're a good person and that you're on the right side of history. I've said it before and I'm gonna say it again. I've watched thousands of clips of people on the left, of liberals, of a lot of crazy people, a lot of delusional people that are truly out of their mind, a lot of people that I've sensed evil in before. And with this clip here, you can definitely sense that there's some form of evil energy attached to this young woman right here. And it's truly hard to believe that we walk past people like this on a daily basis. All right, guys, that is it for this video here. I may not be able to put up another video tomorrow. It is my wife's birthday. I'm going to have to take a little break from YouTube tomorrow, even though I just gave myself a multi-day break this week. The timing just doesn't seem to really work. It is my wife's birthday on Sunday, but we're going to be doing something tomorrow. If I can squeeze something in, I will. With that being said, you guys take care of yourselves. I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a good one, guys.
Hey y'all, it's David Tori, aka David the Femme. So I need to get this off my chest. So I just found out that Charlie Kirk just got a National Day of Remembrance on his birthday in October. I think it was the 14th. It could be wrong. But regardless, this is fucking stupid. I honestly thought that I wasn't going to talk about Charlie Kirk anymore, that it's just like, you know, it's over with. But it seems to me that the Republicans and the MAGA party really just want to honor this idiot and honor this bigot because I can't stand for it. I needed to say something. But seriously, y'all, it's bad enough that we had to put flags at half-mast for him for 4 days. It's bad enough that Trump decided to give him the highest civilian medal in the country. But now the Senate unanimously decided that we're just going to have a little day for him to remember him. Future generations do not need to remember a bigoted piece of shit. They don't. That's not going to make our country go forward in a good way, in a positive light. Honestly, y'all, this is ridiculous. Oh, and it makes it even worse that I am a devout Democrat. I am part of the Utah Democratic Party. I'm part of leadership of the Utah Democratic Party. Yet, the senators in the Senate decided that they're not even going to say no. Not one Democrat said nay. I don't get it. Why is a Democratic senator thinking that this is so good to have a day for him? And I don't remember the senator's name that said this, but one of the Democratic senators is like, oh, this is a political trap. If you say nay, you're going against a political trap. They care more about their careers than doing what's right. And I'm pissed. I'm literally pissed. Like, what happened to doing things for your constituents, huh? Instead of your damn job. But anyway, y'all, I'm just pissed. I am royally pissed. Seriously, stop honoring a bigot and an asshole and a piece of shit. And let's just move on with our lives. Okay? Shit. But anyway, y'all, have a good day. Love ya.